Today's the last day to get your 6 free stocks from Webull. Use my link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Webull. Deposit any amount of money, and again, you get 6 free stocks. It also helps out the channel, and with that being said, let's dive into the video. So today, guys, was an absolute freaking disaster. The markets collapsed later in the day. The S&P 500 closed down 2.4%. The NASDAQ went down 2.7%. We had the Russell down 2.1% as the Dow went down about 1.9%. VIX is now at about 26, went up 9% on the day, as we had silver down 1.8 and gold down about 0.3%. And you guys probably know at this point, tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be getting the CPI data for May, which as of now, economists surveyed by Bloomberg estimate the annual rise in the CPI in May was unchanged from the prior month at 8.3%, though some believe it ticked up to about 8.4%. So out of Bloomberg, they pretty much think it's going to be the same as it was last month, or maybe even a little bit higher to 8.4%, and that is still down from the 40-year high of 8.5%, which was hit in March. A lot of you guys probably remember that. I sure remember that. It's still very fresh in our minds, guys. And core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, is expected to have fallen to 5.9% in May from 6.2% the previous month. So inflation, yeah, it maybe cooled off ever so slightly, but it's still very high, guys. We're talking, again, 8.3 to 8.4% for May. Core inflation is still very high, 5.9 to 6%. That is very, very elevated, guys. So at this point, the market's kind of panic sold at the end of the day. If I show you all what's going on here on the intraday chart, you can see, well, I don't want to say panic sell, complete freak out, but it did drop rapidly. Look at this. SPY went from about 410, that was at 1 p.m. on the East Coast, and it closed down to at 401, which means it went down 2.5% in the last 3 hours of trading. And Triple Q went down a lot as well. Look at this. Right around 1 p.m. on the East Coast, this was at 307.50. It went under $300 at close. So it went from, again, 307 down to about 300. Excuse me, guys. That is a drop of over 2.5%. And don't even let me get started on the Russell, guys. Holy crap. The Russell intraday went down about 1.7%. We had the Russell down about 1.7% in the last 3 hours, as the Dow Jones, let's pull this up, probably, oh wow, this looks like it got hit very aggressively as well. Wow, it actually outpaced the Russell. This fell 1.9% in the last 3 hours, which again, the Russell went down about 1.6, 1.7%. So, yeah, I mean, these markets, guys, they're slipping fast. And what did I say? Volatility is still here. Do not just, get excited, or, oh, we had a couple of green days, or we're on a little run, and, oh, volatility's gone. It's not like that. Volatility's still clearly here. And it looks like the Dow is getting rejected by these moving averages. Now it's under both moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We have the Russell clearly looking like it's continuing the downtrend. We got rejected at the 180 SMA. Now we're sandwiched between these moving averages. I mean, if the Russell falls under, let's say, 1,800, that's going to be terrible, technically speaking. It might take the lows out at that point. And going back to SPY, you guys can now slowly see it is moving under the moving averages yet again, just when it was above them for about a week and a half. So this is not looking very good, guys. It's really not from a bullish perspective in the short term. Triple Q as well, under both moving averages. And pulling up the 20-day chart, look at this. We are right by the bottom of this channel. We've been talking about this, right? And I mentioned yesterday, pre-market, today on Patreon. I make morning videos every single morning, and we've been talking about this, how we have been failing at the top of this channel. We've been making lower highs. It's not looking good. And today the bottom completely fell out. We got into free fall mode. And here's it's going to be a very interesting spot right where we are right here at about 298, 300 on Triple Q. Are we going to get some sort of maybe relief rally? Who knows? I mean, it's going to be it's uncertain at this point, considering that CPI data between now and then. We don't really have anything else to gauge based upon. So people are speculating on the inflation number at this point. So we have to let that number come out and see how the market reacts to it. If we get a bounce here, maybe we do get some sort of rally, considering now we are pretty oversold in the short term here on Triple Q and on SPY as well. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we going to get a little snapback rally? Is the market overreacting because of the CPI data coming out tomorrow? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps out the channel and the whole YouTube algorithm. You guys probably know how that works at this point in time. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks now. Let me whip up my phone because my iPad actually died. I need to get the charger, guys. It's downstairs and I'm being a little bit lazy, so we are using the phone for this video. So this morning we had NEO report earnings and Bilibili. We'll talk about them in a second. Then after the bell here, we had Docusign. We'll get to them in a couple of minutes, so make sure you guys stick on throughout here. So NEO delivered 25,000. I was about to say 2,000. 25,768 vehicles in the quarter, and they see Q2 deliveries between roughly 23 to 25,000. So a little bit less than what they just delivered in the past quarter. And when it comes to EPS, NEO reported 79 cents in the red, so they lost money on the quarter, and their gross margin came down a lot. We're not talking a complete collapse, but it did come down about roughly 30, 40, I guess that is a lot. 30%, something like that, 35%. Their gross margin right now is 14.6%, and it was 19.5% a year ago. Let me add that. This was from a year ago. So year over year, their margin's down 30, 40%. Gross margin, which it's a big drop. We all know inflation right now, the supply chain crisis. This is definitely bringing down margins, gross margins. We're seeing this all across the board. It's really nothing new, but it's happening right now in real time. So Q1 sales beat 1.56 billion versus 1.49 billion estimated, and Q2 sales, this is bad, guys. Brace yourselves. They see 1.47 and 1.59 billion versus 1.86 billion estimated. So margins are coming down. Q2 sales very soft. What they're expecting, it's way under the estimate, and they're going to be doing less deliveries for the next quarter. So NEO, like expected, it's not like this is a huge shock. They're going through some short-term problems, and is there light at the end of the tunnel? I think there is, but right now with NEO and a lot of other companies, things might get worse. Let's be honest. Things might get worse. Things are getting worse, and this will probably continue in the short term until things get better. Ultimately, I do think things will get better. I think NEO will survive. Who knows? They are unprofitable. They could technically go out of business if things really got bad, but I think there's a decent chance they do make it through, and who knows when that's going to be. But overall, right now, they're selling off 7 to 8% red day for NEO, and on the 20-day chart, it looks like we're still, believe it or not, funny enough, holding the uptrend. So maybe we get some sort of short-term bounce at around $17, $17.50, $18 right by, this 180 SMA. And it's the same thing here with Bilibili. Look at this chart, BILI. This pulled back today about, 15% is double what NEO pulled back. But in terms of the technicals, it's the same thing. It's pulled back a little bit, uptrend still holding. It's above the 180 SMA. And on the 4-hour chart, and I didn't show this on NEO, but I'll show you in a second, Bilibili's breaking out golden cross above the moving averages. Same with NEO, which is a good sign of the start of a potential reversal in the short term. But again, with this guidance and rough quarters ahead for NEO, I'd be careful with it. But just because NEO has rough times ahead in the short term here, most likely, unless something miraculous happens, just because that's the case, it doesn't mean you can't day trade it or swing trade it in the short term. Who knows? We might end up ripping. The stock might end up ripping. Who knows, guys? But overall, NEO, look at that chart. It looks okay. Keep your eyes on it. Bilibili, again, going back to this one, they reported adjusted EPS. Let's see here. of negative 66 cents on revenue of $797.3 million versus $757.62 million estimated. So they beat on revenue, and again, they did 66 cents in the red for adjusted EPS. So yeah, keep your eyes on Bilibili and Neo. Now let's go to Docusign and see what they ended up doing. Oh my goodness, look at that sell candle, guys. Holy crap. It closed at 87. Now it's at 70 bucks. It actually got to $69. It is down 20% after the bell. Holy crap. Is Kathy Wood feeling this one, guys? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. They ended up doing 38 cents versus 46 cents EPS estimated, so they missed by 8 cents. And it looks like, oh, they beat revenue, $588.7 million versus $581.76 million estimated. And they see Q2 sales between $600 and $604 million versus $601 million. All right, that's right in line. And they see full year 23 sales, $2.47 and $2.48 versus $2.48 billion estimated. Pretty much right in line. So that really does beg the question, why the heck is this stock selling off? The guidance is all right. For the full year revenue, quarterly revenue, yes, they missed. Maybe they missed on profitability a little bit, but maybe there's something I'm missing here. Yeah, it's the loss. That's probably why. You know, profitability has come down a little bit. Margins, yeah, their margins, although I don't know what they are. I haven't dived into the numbers on Docusign. I'm assuming their margins are contracting right now. So keep that in mind. And this is still in a downtrend, and it's free falling right now, guys. I would stay away from this in the short term. Another one I want to look at here, which didn't report earnings today, but it did go green today, which is crazy considering, like we talked about, the markets collapsed today. It is Dollar General. This one up 1.7% on the day, $4 green day. And look at this. This in Dollar Tree, we have clear-cut inverse head and shoulders, you know, on the 4-hour chart. Look at this. Left shoulder, we got the head right here. There we go. Boom. We got the right shoulder right here. If this ends up playing out, this could end up going 260, maybe 265, which was the high from the end of April. And look at Dollar Tree. Like I said, this also has an inverse head and shoulders in play. We have the left shoulder right there. We got the head right here. We got the right shoulder right there. So that's what I'm seeing. And we could end up seeing Dollar Tree maybe going towards 170 to 175. That could easily be happening here in the short term, as these companies, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, they're actually doing fairly well in this environment that we're in right now, as opposed to other companies which clearly are not doing that well. So I'm watching those right now very closely. Starbucks is another one that I'm looking at. SBUX, let's pull it up. Starbucks went up 0.5% on the day today. We have a golden cross, and it's riding above the moving averages, which is a very good sign here. And what I'm also noticing, get this, guys, it is an inverse head and shoulders. You guys see that? Boom. There we go. Inverse head and shoulders. And although it's a little bit too early to tell, there could be a lot more upside here in Starbucks over the next couple of weeks, especially if it starts breaking 80 to 82 bucks a share. If you guys take a look based on this trend line I just drew out, 80 to 82, that was the high from the middle of April towards the beginning of May. And if we take that point out, there's a wide open gap from 82 to about 90 to 92, which is where that right shoulder, if it plays out in the inverse head and shoulders, that's where it would play out, or complete rather. So that could be a move of anywhere from 8, 10, 12%. So keep your eyes on Starbucks. That is one that I'm liking right now in this crazy market. And let's wrap the video off talking about big tech, because they collapsed today. Big tech collapsed today. And these stocks heavily fluctuate the markets because they're heavily weighted in the indexes, right? Apple went down 3.6% on the day, which is huge. With today's collapse, it is under the moving averages now, and it seems like it wants to start dumping back down towards the bottom of this channel. There's really no bottom in sight by the looks of it. It's not consolidating. Again, it looks like it's in free fall mode. Same thing with Google. Let's pull up Google, which I don't mind. I mean, I kind of want Google to go under 2,000. I've mentioned that on the channel many times. This is a stock that I want to buy more shares of when it gets to 17, 1800 if it ends up getting there. And who knows, it might. Now we got rejected with today's red day of 2%. We got rejected at the 180 SMA. If this falls under the 50 SMA, this could be getting worse, guys. Same with Microsoft. Take a look at MSFT. We got rejected, 275. Now we're at 265 under the moving averages. Not the best looking chart here. And look at Meta today, guys. Meta changed their ticker today. It's officially Meta, META, Meta Platforms. Facebook is a thing of the past, guys. Obviously, it still exists, but the name of the company is no longer Facebook. Today, it went down 6.5%. Rough day for Meta. And bring it on. I'll be buying more Meta. If it gets under 165, 160, I will be buying a lot more. So with that being said, guys, I guess that's it for this video. It was a freaking bloodbath today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, join my Patreon if you guys want more one-on-one access to me throughout the day. I post morning videos exclusively to the Patreon members, all my moves in the markets, options, trades, long-term investments. I post those in real time on Patreon. Link down below. And don't forget to get your 6 stocks from Webull. Today's the last day to do that. Just go down below, deposit any amount of money, and you get those 6 stocks. You could also get 5 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,500 with a $100 deposit, and you could get $40 off Seeking Alpha Premium. All of those links, guys, help out the channel, and I appreciate all of you as always. And with that being said, cheers. Good luck tomorrow. These markets are freaking wild. Good luck. We're going to need it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.